Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play GeoGuessr. We are here for the penultimate challenge from Wade in his American Civil War series. This is challenge number 7. There will be 8 total. And this one is entitled Men and Monuments. So let me slide it over to the proper screen so I can read the notes. And we are good to go. We're on the Ohio 48. I'd imagine that's in Ohio somewhere. Liberty and Union, now and forever, one and inseparable. There's a dude at the top of a pillar. Probably an important dude. It's the Ohio 48. This is a city of some sort. Okay, it doesn't tell you what city that is yet. There's the dude. Is that the Commodore Perry? He's pretty famous in Ohio. Perrysville is named after Commodore Perry. But I don't know why. It's the Avenue of the Arts. Downtown something fun starts here. Dayton? Does that say Dayton? It does say Dayton. Okay, we're in Dayton. You know what city is halfway between Dayton, Ohio and Marion, Ohio? Engagement, Ohio. Oh. Okay. Ohio 48. It goes through here. And I imagine this is where the thing is because there's a break around him. So we're going to say we were here. We were not correct. Oh, it does it twice. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Okay. The third most populous state in the Union at the time. Really? Ohio contributed 300,000 soldiers to the federal armies. This included the famed 21st Infantry, whose stand at Chickamauga held back the Confederate advance for hours, buying time for many others to withdraw. 5,000 African-American freedmen, as well as generals like Grant, Sherman, Buell, Sheridan, and many others. Of that number, nearly 7,000 were killed and more than 20,000 wounded. And it didn't say who was at the statue because I probably was supposed to go around it and it would have told me, but I didn't look. Oh well. Here's another one. He's on a horse. All 4 feet are planted, which the mythos means that he died after living a long life outside of any combat. That's the theory. Whether that's true, there is some argument about that. Monument Avenue. Wow, that's not helpful. Thanks kindly. It looks like it's kind of Boston-ish. Well, what is that state route? It's like the California state route. Maybe I should follow it. When it goes that way, let's go that way. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a bicycle route. Okay, no, then who cares? I mean, it could be useful. Maybe I should have followed it. What's done is done. Is there another monument? My God. Okay, they're commemorating their love for the man, the reverence of the virtues, their gratitude for his services. People of the South in honor of their great leader. Erected by the people of the South in honor of their great, with a U, which is great, of his virtues, gratitude for his services. Okay. Which leader? Mr. Sherman Davis. Not in Boston. In Jefferson, obviously. From Sumter to Appomattox. Definitely not in Boston. Wow. Like, you lost. Just, I don't get that. You lost. Why is this still here? Oh my God. We've got to be the only conquering nation that doesn't properly conquer. Now, to be fair, that may have been raised in the early 1900s, which is stupid. It's got to be the only civil war where the side that won didn't just crush the other side out of existence. We were far too civilized for that. And I'm not saying we should have done that, but it's just like, historically speaking, And as we see now in this, I wanted to see the expressway, obviously. As we have seen, US 33 and 250. 250 goes through Ohio. I'm just trying to pick up the 250. There it is. Ideally, 33 and 250 goes through Elkins. Davis Avenue. It sure does. I don't see Monument Avenue, though. Does 33 happen to hit 50 somewhere else as well? Yeah, because honestly, this is both of them. 33 and 250. They are coming together again in Richmond, Virginia. There's Broad Street, so that's the exit. There's Monument. Okay. Anyway, slavery was wrong. We must have been at the Lee. Yeah. I just... crushed them. Anyway, the capital of the Confederacy, which makes sense. That's why the Sherman, Jesus, I keep saying that. The Jefferson Davis thing would be there. The capital of the Confederacy, Richmond, was under threat from Union armies for much of the war. The state sent 150,000 men to fight for the CSA, although 50,000 more would remain with or escape to the Union side. The 27th Virginia fought from the first Bull Run to Gettysburg, with Second Bull Run and many others in between. Fighting on the front lines, it earned the nickname Bloody 27th for its casualty rates, and was all but destroyed at Spotsylvania. Many famous generals hailed from the state, including Lee, Johnston, Jackson, Hill, Early, and so on. Others, like Scott and Admiral Farragut, fought against their home state. West Virginia broke off in 1863, and its manpower was split 32,000 to the Union, 10,000 to the Confederacy. We're on Frederick Douglass Drive. That's a much better monument. Really? It's a boulevard. It's a circle where we are right now, but then there's also a boulevard. It's one of those places that looks wildly familiar, but I don't think I've ever been here. 718 is your area code. We're on 110th. Is this New York? .10th and Morningside. It's Columbus Avenue. Cathedral Parkway. Well, I mean, we'll at least check New York. I mean, Central Park's at 110th, isn't it? 110th. It is. Frederick Douglass Circle. Okay, well, there you go. Sculpture and water wall. It's been on the other side of the circle. Frederick Douglass escaped from slavery in 1838 at the age of 21 and married Anna, a freedwoman. He published 3 versions of his best-selling autobiography and advocated tirelessly for the rights of blacks and women. Making use of the media at the time, he made many speaking trips abroad, published his own newspaper, and was one of the most photographed Americans of the century. During the war, he pushed for the creation of the colored regiments and encouraged his fellows to join them. One of his sons fought at the Battle of Fort Wagner, as seen in the movie Glory. 186,000 served in the Union Army and another 20,000 in the Navy. The Confederacy was desperate enough by 1865 to arm its slave population, but only a handful were in uniform and saw no fighting before the war's end. Glory was a decent movie. It was okay. US-1! 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 Which is also Bucksport Road. US-1. Okay. Men and monuments. Oh, there's some like artwork and stuff. Maybe these are like famous houses of something. I don't know. There's a sign. Wow, that's a blurry camera. Courthouse Gallery Fine Art. Was it Appomattox? Does US-1 go by Appomattox? It's East Main Street. We're on the 172 something. South 172. Does not look like the Virginia signs, though. Could be, to be fair. I don't really know them that well. It's US 1, the 3, and the 172. Just go to US 1. See if there's a 3 and a 172 by anything we're looking for. So far, no. I know it follows 93 for a moment and then splits off. I think this is where it splits off. Oh, that's the Massachusetts 3. There's the US 1. I mean, maybe that's the whole point? I don't know, but I think we want to follow the US 1. Surrey and Blue Hill. No idea. North US 1 is this way, and East 3 is this way. Okay. We'll follow this way. At least we're going towards state routes instead of away from them. Junction with the 230 on Main Street. Ellsworth, Maine. Okay. We could be in Maine. Was that the state flag of Maine? Couldn't tell you. You'd think with my love for vexillology I'd actually know what the different state flags are, but I don't. Let's assume for a minute that we're in Ellsworth, Maine, since the City Hall building right here says we are, although it is now a homeless shelter, which is a good use of building space. And we'll go up to Ellsworth, Maine. Let's start down here and just try and find Ellsworth. I love Kennebunkport just to say. I've never actually been there, but saying Kennebunkport is fun. It also fits very nicely into the Christmas Carol sleigh ride. One of the fills in the space of the song. Sounds just like Kennebunkport. Kennebunkport. Dude, that lane is shady. Where were we? I mean, US 1, but Bucksport Road? And a 172? Well, 172 is over here, so it must be on this side of the river. There's Bucksport Road. We were also on the 3, right by the Court Street. Oh, wow, got a perfect score for once. A staunch supporter of the Union cause, Maine contributed 80,000 soldiers and sailors, a higher total relative to population than any other state. This includes General Chamberlain and his unit, the 20th Volunteer Infantry, which won renown for its defense of Little Round Top, General Howard, and several others. And we're on Canal Street. There's a dude pointing to another place with the thing. There's a trolley service. Puttin' for nothing. City putt-putt mini golf. I'm sorry, it's not putt-putt. Excuse me. New Orleans City Park, though, so we're in New Orleans. To Canal Street. And something. And Jefferson Davis Parkway. Okay, I'll say it again. You lost. There's Canal Street. That's fine. Jefferson Davis Parkway. Wonder why it's Canal Street. You think there was a canal at one point, and then they filled it in for the streetcar? That'd be kind of cool. Robert E. Lee and Lakeshore Drive. All right, so we go back down to where it turns. See if we can't find Jefferson Davis. There we are. We're facing Jefferson Davis kind of southwestish. So we're on this side? Or it must have been on the other side. Louisiana, with its critical ports and river traffic, was the site of several battles during the war. Famous generals including Beauregard, Bragg, and Taylor all hailed from the Pelican State. Interestingly, after the capture of New Orleans, the state was officially brought back into the Union. It would send representatives to Congress from the portion under the federal control and other representatives to Richmond from the sections of rebellion. The statue of Jefferson Davis that you began by exists in the Google image, but no longer in reality. This is the same one whose removal was so controversial earlier in this year, which is 2017. For good or ill, monuments like these still inflame public passions 150 years after the fact. Hilarious that I just talked about that. That is the penultimate American Civil War challenge as curated by Wade. Thank you again for sending it in. If you'd like to do the same, it's pretty easy. You just go to geocenter.ml, you put in those 5 locations, and it gives you a link that you send to me over a private message on YouTube or email to frog@purplefrogplays.com. It is also perfectly acceptable. Thanks, Wade, for sending this one in, and thank you guys for watching it. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, click the like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated to everything as it happens. Until next time, cheers.